What's up, folks? I'm Private Hudson, and a couple of months ago I covered a small $3 early access game called Vampire Survivors. It's a game where you only have control over your character's movement, they auto-attack and target enemies themselves. Killing enemies drops experience gems, leveling up gives you a random pool of upgrades to choose from, and the session gets progressively harder with each passing minute until the Grim Reaper comes and one-shots you at the 30-minute mark. With each successful run, you unlock more stages, characters, and items, and you can spend your gold on universal upgrades that apply to every character, such as more experience gain, more projectiles, more health, and so on and so forth, which should hopefully make your future runs a bit easier. It's an incredible game that gets weekly content updates. So much has been added since the last time I played, including some endgame thing about eggs that I'm nowhere near unlocking and that I really have no idea what that's all about. Oh yeah, and it's still only $3. Now, while Vampire Survivors wasn't the first of whatever you call this genre, it's certainly responsible for skyrocketing it into popularity. So many low-quality clones have appeared since then, just looking for a cash grab. Whether it's a free-to-play mobile game looking for you to dump your money into, or some $3 Unity asset flip that a Slovenian cattle farmer cobbled up in 30 minutes, a lot of these are low-effort junk. Enter 20 Minutes Till Dawn, a game with actually good production values and fantastic art. It plays similarly, but there are some differences. Each run is 20 minutes as opposed to 30. The characters are all female and come with a starting skill instead of a weapon, meaning you can use any weapon with any character. And the most important difference, you actually aim and fire your weapon manually. I know, innovation, right? While this sounds like a tiny little thing, it's a game changer, as you not only have to be concerned about your own movement, but you need to be taking out enemies yourself, especially early on. You can press spacebar, which automatically locks onto the nearest enemy, but I'd use this with caution. Since weapons are universal, you can mix and match them to experiment and find good combos. For example, Scarlet's skill is that every third attack shoots out a burst of flame. Maybe matching her with the flamethrower and picking up elemental fire damage upgrades will be good for her. I had a very successful run with Spark using a crossbow. Her skill is her bullets have a 50% chance to call down lightning. The crossbow, as expected, only has one bolt in it, so every other shot called down lightning. During one of my level ups, I picked the upgrade that shoots 2 bullets at a time, so now every single attack had lightning come down from the sky. You get the idea. What the game doesn't tell you during the character selection screen is that each character has an additional 3 upgrades for their skill, and you get those from a chest that drops after killing a boss. The upgrades drop in random order though, but if you can get a specific one early, it can be a game changer. The starting character Shauna can either get 40% bonus experience for the rest of the run, triple the effect of the next upgrade that you pick up, or a halo, which you need to collect 3 pieces of. Once you assemble it, you get plus 50% fire rate, plus 50% reload rate, and plus 75% vision range. Shauna's skill is that she can reroll her level up upgrades 3 times per level. So if you get the one that triples the effect of the next upgrade, you potentially get 15 to choose from. You can get something ridiculous like tripling the effect of vision range and damage, which is this game's version of Vampire Survivors' Garlic. It's an aura around you that damages enemies. Tripling its range and damage is insane early on. The vision aura can also be upgraded to apply the effects of your bullets, so if you have additional ice, fire, or lightning elemental attacks unlocked, then the entire screen of enemies can get frozen, burned, or electrocuted. It's pretty neat. Just don't triple the effect of an upgrade that also has a negative effect, such as reducing your health. That's a nice way to get an instant game over. Another important difference from Vampire Survivors is there is no floor chicken here. There are no objects to break, and enemies do not drop health. There is an upgrade that gives you extra health, and the last upgrade in the fire elemental tree gives you a 0.05% chance to heal 1 heart when burning enemies. After each run, you earn whatever this game's currency is called and use it to unlock characters' weapons and put points into the rune tree. There's sword and shield. Basically, permanent offensive and defensive upgrades. Each rank has 3 runes. Upgrading one all the way to level 5 allows you to start upgrading runes in the next rank. What I didn't realize at first was that you can only equip 1 rune from each rank at a time. Now, I like this game, I really do, but it does have problems. For starters, it's got 2 songs, one for the menu and one during gameplay. They're both bangers, but they get old after a while. Second, there's only 1 map. Once you beat it, you can replay it with an additional difficulty modifier. This goes up to 15 times, and each modifier stacks on top of the previous one. For example, the first modifier, I think it adds more small enemies. Beating that adds more large enemies on top of adding more small enemies. Beating that gives large enemies more health on top of the previous 2 modifiers. You get the idea. They honestly don't add too much difficulty, and I got bored after beating the 5th one. Lastly, there's very little build diversity. You go for either an elemental damage build, a pure bullet damage build, or a summoning build. The summoning build is what appealed to me, but I've had no success with it. Some of the summoning skills include a ghost that follows you around and shoots things, and a dragon egg that takes 3 minutes to hatch, but once it does, you get a very powerful ally. And speaking of diversity, all of my builds, at least all my successful ones, end up being the same. I go for a mix of ice and fire damage for elemental. Fire isn't good actually, but the only reason I pick it up is for that small chance to heal, just because I'm a sloppy player. From there on, I try to max vision range and damage, and I just end up covering the entire screen with bullets. Like, here, take a look. This is what my build, my crossbow build with Spark ended up looking like. Now here's my shotgun build with Shauna. And here's my SMG build with Abby. As you can see, they're practically all the same, and that's unfortunate. I love the art style and the gameplay is satisfying and fun, but there just isn't that much content yet. Because yes, I know it's early access, and the game does get updated frequently. For the month of July, they added 2 new characters, a new weapon, and an endless mode. So here's the deal. 20 minutes till dawn just isn't as good as Vampire Survivors. With that being said, it's still a hell of a lot of fun, and I do recommend it. So if you like Vampire Survivors and want to play a high quality game that's similar to it, go ahead, pick it up. If you like what you see, go ahead and pick it up as well. And if you don't have Vampire Survivors already, pick that one up too. I mean, these games are $3 each. That's an absolute steal. I've put 15 hours into Vampire Survivors and 6 hours into 20 Minutes Till Dawn. Both of these games are great. Alright folks, I'm Private Hudson. If you've enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you folks next time.